Hello everyone, my name is Michael Young and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles X. So, last time we began the game, we got the opening cinematic, which was pretty good, if a little problematic. We came all the way over to the city, we fought some enemies right outside, and now we're right about to enter the city for the first time and get another big dump of exposition. So,
We took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles. Welcome to NLA.
And so it was that another survivor came to join our band of refugees. Together, we resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira, come what may. New LA was our beautiful lie to ourselves. Truth is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown. Our native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us. Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
okay. Yes. I can't help but think that that city does not look very space efficient.
How about a quick tour of the facilities to refresh your memory? Let's start with your living quarters. Follow me.
Brave citizens of New Los Angeles, good day. This is your Director General, Maurice Chausson. Today, I once again come to you with news I am truly delighted to share. Yesterday, we repatriated 10 more White Whale crew members. These fellow pioneers will rejoin our ranks as citizens of NLA, bringing with them skills and know-how that will bolster our ability to survive and indeed flourish here in our new home. This, of course, is only the latest success in our continuing efforts.
Director General?
Part of my
Since when?
initiative for the rescue and recovery of
2 days
all
ago,
of
ma'am.
our brothers and sisters. I stand here truly
From political aide to director general in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be emperor by next month.
together for a better NLA and a better
Irina?
tomorrow.
Gwyn?
Nice work out there, ma'am.
Who are these two people? Wonder why they call her ma'am. I don't know, it seems like I shouldn't complain about how they refer to each other unless I know who they are, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Right. Introductions. Irina Akulov, Gwyn Evans.
This one of the survivors, Colonel?
The survivor. I only found a single pod intact at Starfall Basin.
Wait, what? What happened to 10 more crew members?
Come on, seriously? Shosan was never one to let the truth get in the way of a good speech. Still, every last survivor counts. You can call me Irina. I'm with the Interceptors.
Me too. Same division. You can call me Mr. Evans. Or just Gwyn.
The three of us were in the Coalition forces together. Specifically, the Special Operations Heavy Armor Training Unit, aka the Skeleton Crew. I was a colonel and Irina a lieutenant. Gwyn was a more recent recruit. Of course, I keep telling them we don't need those old ranks anymore now that we're here.
You're still colonel to me, ma'am. No reorg will ever change that. And that's not about chain of command either. It's about respect. You've earned it.
And the award for best ass kiss goes to...
Well, I'd remind you both the ma'ams aren't necessary if I thought you'd listen.
All right, ma'am. We should be getting back to work. Until next time, Colonel.
Right. We should be going too. The administrative district isn't far. That's where you'll be calling home. For now, anyway.
That exchange probably made more sense in Japanese. Calling someone ma'am is not a real... That's like... nothing unusual there. Chapter 1. Welcome to New Los Angeles. And we're in the night, so the music is playing. Okay. Hello, there's a person up here.
Really?
Welcome to the Industrial District, where we laborers work ourselves to the bone, building new LA for everyone else to enjoy. Sorry, did that sound grumpy? You are Barnett. Burnett. Hey, you're that new gal, aren't you? The new crew member that Elma found, right? I was wondering what sort of person you'd be. You're a pretty one, that's for sure. Yes, ma'am, I like the cut of your jib. Is this guy coming on to me? Well, welcome to New LA. We're happy to have you. I'm sure there's all sorts of stuff you have to do before you get situated, eh? Paperwork and whatnot. In that case, you can just hop right into that transport that's idling over there, and it'll take you straight to the administrative district. Which one? Where? Where am I going? Over there? Somewhere? Hello?
Wow, let's see.
I heard gunshots at some sort of dying whale from the other side of the west gate. I guess one of the teams must have been fighting an indigent? I really hope they finally took out the aggressive indigents that have been causing problems just outside the city. Because in that case, we should be able to reopen the west gate. Makes sense? So this is the west gate? Yep, this is the west gate. Anything around here? You're somebody. This package was meant to go to Blade Tower. It's the biggest building in this town. I don't know how you can mess that up. Anyone else? There's Anna. There's Burnett up above. That's a big moon. And her high heels are hilarious.
Damn it!
Look, I know what exhaust smells like, and it was exhaust in the cockpit. Just check the ductwork, would ya?
Oh, I'm checking. I just seriously doubt... Hey, look at that! The intake exhaust bypass is reversed. Oh man, it's a good thing I caught that.
You caught that? You're the one who cleared me to fly!
Everything okay? It's not like you to flub a flight check, Lynn. Good thing you had a rugged pilot like Doug at the controls.
Oh, hey Elma. How'd it go out there? And would this be one of the you-know-who's? Cool. I'm Lynn Lee Koo, mechanic and top all-around fix-it gal for Blade.
She looks awfully young. Neither one of these is really very complimentary towards her. But we'll take an interest in her work rather than question her, ability.
Yeah, well that, doesn't usually happen.
We know it doesn't, Lynn. Look, I know what you're thinking. But believe me, young as she may look, and yes, she is young, she's actually one of our top talents.
Most of the time, that is. Most of the time.
Anyway, you guys heading back to the barracks?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
As long as you're here, why don't I take you on the transport? It's a great way to see the city. I'll give you the grand tour.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right, Doug, I think that'll be all for today. You can clean up here and dock the Skell.
What?
Don't mind the exhaust. I'll take care of it tomorrow.
Don't mind it? Wait, why am I cleaning up your mess in the first place? Lynn! Lynn!
Okay, well, add Lynn. I don't know. There's this anime trope where we have these really, really young people that are experts in their fields and all that, and I don't know, at work, we hire these new guys right out of college that have college degrees and all that, and like, you just kind of hope that they're not going to break anything, and they'll figure things out eventually on the job as you go along. I guess I'm not so enamored with the idea that young people are, well, exceptional and like that. Anyway, new people to talk to. Your little brother just joined the Prospectors. He's been a civilian until now, so you're worried about whether he'll be able to handle the duties of a Blade. Okay. Hello, Rosco. You got a name, so you're important. Ask Rosco about the Curators Division. Okay.
Listen to this.
Even merely maintaining our current front lines requires ludicrous amounts of money and materials. It was difficult enough on Earth, but supporting a military on a planet like this requires resources on a whole other scale. Which means we curators need to secure sufficient resources here on Mira to fuel Blade's military activities. Otherwise, it'll be impossible to sustain offensives against our new enemies, search for the Lifehold, or continue countless other Blade projects. It's not the most glamorous line of work, but when I came to understand how important it was to the continuance of Blade, I knew I had to join up. Okay. Anything bothering you, man? Our resource transport helicopters are constantly being attacked by indigents. So far, Howard and Siska have managed to evade the attacks with quick thinking and spry reflexes. But I know it's only a matter of time before our luck runs out. We've asked the interceptors to help clear our flight path of indigents. But they have a lot on their plates right now, so it could be a bit. I hope they get to it soon. Yeah, that's a valid concern, man. The guy knows what he's talking about. Hey, Doug.
Crap.
How am I supposed to handle this by myself? Oh, don't mind me. Go on ahead to Blade. There's a transport pilot just down this way. Ask him, and he'll take you to the administrative district. This way? Because my arrow is pointing back this way.
Hey!
The longer you're with someone, the deeper your affinity for each other grows, and the more you fight together, the stronger your bond will be. There's a green arrow. Let's talk to the green arrow person. Actually, what do you have to say? You work with data probes, and they still blow my mind. Can you believe these little sticks are going to find the Lifehold for us? It's amazing technology. Hello?
Not bad, huh? You can see everything from up here.
It beats walking, that's for sure.
The best way to see NLA. I never get tired of this view. It's like a different city every time.
It's certainly come a long way in the last few weeks. There's still so much to be done.
You could let me see the city, rather than have to look at this blocky thing.
Speaking of which, we don't really have time for a full pleasure cruise here. Why don't you give us the express tour, Lynn? Just the highlights.
Okay, you got it. New LA is divided into 4 districts. We departed from the industrial district, where Duck and I were conducting the flight test. It has food production, skill development, you know, industries and stuff.
It's also where the West Gate is located, remember? Expect to pass through there fairly often. The only other gate out of the city is in the administrative district, but I'm skipping ahead.
Next is the commercial district. Restaurants, galleries, cafes, clothing, groceries, you name it. It's a veritable shopping paradise.
The CD is the closest thing to a downtown we've got. It can actually get pretty crowded sometimes.
Well, by NLA standards anyway. Day or night, the best and only bargains on the planet. To your right, the residential district. Housing, housing, and more housing. Well, plus a nice park and the cathedral.
If you're ever looking for quiet time alone, or want to relax and unwind with a good book, that's the spot.
Right? The park is my favorite place to just zone out and chill. And last but not least, our destination, the administrative district, the nerve center at the heart of NLA. Note the distinct dual-level structure here. The upper level holds our administrative tower, home to Blade HQ and the government. Not to mention Armory Alley as well as the Barracks where we live. The lower level there is a hangar complex for Skell maintenance and repairs. And this concludes our tour. We will be landing shortly.
Thanks, Lynn. We'll save the rest of orientation for once we're back at the barracks.
I can't help but point out, if we were gonna like settle on a planet and it had a breathable atmosphere, and we were very concerned about resource
Enjoy your
use.
stay in
There
the
would not be
administrative
lawns.
district, and thank you for flying Lindley Airlines.
Right. Let's get you over to the barracks. Then I should file my report. They'll be eager to hear the details on how I found you, I'm sure.
Well then, we'd better not keep them waiting. The barracks are pretty close, actually. They're set up just behind the giant blade tower here. That road there wraps around the left side and leads right to it.
We'll pass through Armory Alley, but let's not get sidetracked, okay? We can check it out later.
Oh, I'm not very good at avoiding being sidetracked. Hello, Lara and Era. What are battle points? Oh my, is the new gal turning to Little and me for help? You're making me blush. Well, you bet I'll teach you. I'll teach you everything you want to know. You earn battle points as your base level and class rank rise. You can spend those points to upgrade your skills and arts anytime you like. You can either upgrade your arts to learn devastating techniques, or upgrade your skills to heighten your overall power. It's totally up to you. I wonder what sort of blade you're to become. Such possibilities. Anything interesting going on? I heard there was a stalled skell in the residential district, so I went to see for myself. And would you believe it? A real looker of a blade was standing right beside it. He was just my type. So I wonder if I could get Vandam to coincidentally assign us both to the same mission. Okay. Transport pilot will just take me back home, or to the industrial district. This is home. Hello, Stella.
Sir!
Tell me about Shosan. We officers are aware that not all of NLA's citizens are on board with Director General Shosan's policies. But the more we allow our ideals to enslave us, the grimmer our situation will become. Hopefully some breakthrough opportunity will present itself, and you've got the look of someone who just might be able to accomplish that. Thank you. If you're ever ready to be that opportunity, let me know, and I'll assign you something important.
Sir!
Anything up?
Intel is sparse, but
Are you familiar with the continent comprised of nothing but wastelands far to the east of NLA? Nah, I just got here, man. We're receiving reports of non-naturally occurring structures in that region. We need to find some answers about who built these structures and what became of them, and do it fast. I guess I'll have to post a mission for the Pathfinders division. Here's the thingy I can grab. I need mechanical level 2. Okay. Well, we need to figure out how to get higher mechanical levels. This is Armory Alley. Hello, Fritz!
Working hard?
The city's economy has finally sprung to life, and customers are swarming to Armory Alley. I must admit, I worried about our future when we were attacked by an unknown enemy and had to crash land on this dangerous world. These people are all kind of in good spirits for like just having survived the death of 6 billion people. Oh well. But humans are tenacious creatures. It's hard not to appreciate that when you see the level of energy on display here. But I'd rather be part of this than a mere observer, so I better get to work.
Working hard? Wonderful.
Did you see the Director General's broadcast earlier? Apparently they discovered 10 new crew members. At this rate, the survey of Mira that's been stalled for so long will probably be able to resume soon. That sure is a relief to hear. I'm glad I got here just in time for when things are going to pick up. Hello, Vera.
hey. What?
What do you think about xenoforms?
Well,
After the horrible fate that befell Earth, some humans have come to resent all xenoforms. But as a scientist, I am always eager to see examples of lifeforms who acquired intelligence through a different evolutionary path. From what I understand, they found ruins throughout the planet that suggest intelligent life existed here previously. I always relish opportunities to encounter the unknown. What about you? Sure. Actually, I think unknown's kind of scary. I may be a rough and tumble blade, but believe it or not, I was once studying to be a biologist. When I was a student, I was always off on one cross-country trip after another, doing field work with my professor. We traversed jungles and deserts hunting for rare animals and fossils. That sounds like fun. And when we find one, we jump up and down with glee like little children. My professor stayed behind on Earth, but I know he'd have been thrilled to come here and steal the unidentified species on Mira. Doesn't that mean he's dead? I mean, stayed behind on Earth. I don't know. Maybe when they were originally developing the game, they weren't thinking that Earth was destroyed. This was supposed to be like a colony world somewhere, but then they destroyed Earth to give you more, like, motivation or something. You're somebody. Hello, Serona? Out of my way.
Hi! Wow, let's see.
You're that new crew member they found, aren't you? So what do you think? Is this town huge? But as big as it seems, Mira is a whole lot bigger, so don't go running off half-cocked. That comm device you're holding can display a map of the surrounding area. If you lose your bearings, just fire it up and take a look. The triangle is your current position. The green dots are your fellow team members, and the white dots are people like me. As for Skells, well, you don't have one of those yet, so never mind. But when you do get one, take a look at your map and see for yourself. Oh wait, we didn't talk to you all the way. Everyone has two things to say.
Hi!
You've heard of Talon Rock, right? That big rocky mountain in the northern part of Primordia? It's that big spire you can see even from the city. That area hasn't been fully explored yet, so Eleonora is always nagging us to get out there and do a survey. But the Talon Rock mountain is swarming with dangerous incidents, which makes it a big hassle. We've been kicking that can down the road forever. But now they aren't even offering us any other missions, so we basically have no choice but to do it. That Eleonora has the face of an angel, but she's doing the devil's work in that receptionist's guise.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Where is it? I kinda can't see it from here. We're in the middle of an alley.
Yes?
Have you come to see the town helper? I'm sorry, what? You don't know who the town helper is? It's me, silly. I'm a mediator, but I started dabbling on the side. I teach weapon skills, offer equipment tips, deliver lost items, give life advice. Folks just started calling me the town helper. I kinda like it, to be honest. That's nice. We should go do the quest objective. Let's do that. Oh, wait, there's Trevor there. Let's go talk to Trevor first. Hello.
What's wrong?
The members of each division have their own responsibilities, but mine is primarily guard duty. Lately, there have been reports of dangerous indigents appearing near the entrances to the city. That's why we've sealed the gates and taken a defensive posture. We've tightened our guard to the extent that there's absolutely no chance of an indigent infiltrating the city. Don't they fly? But now I hear that Elma and some new gal already slaughtered the Grex packs that prowled outside the west gate. So I guess we all ought to thank Team Elma for their successful counteroffensive.
What's wrong? This sucks.
Carl is pathetic. I put him on indigent control duty, and he hasn't killed a single one. If I didn't have so many duties of my own, I'd march right up to him and spank him, like the insolent child he is. Hey, if you're headed that way, could you give Carl a message for me? He'll be the one loitering out in front of the arms manufacturer's building. Tell him to pull his head out and get his goddamn work done before Trevor has to stick a boot so far up his ass it'll taste shoe polish for a month. My. Anyway, we need to go here, right? Okay.
And here we are, the Blade Barracks. Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
We don't want to be unfriendly. Look frown and say nothing. What the hell? No, we're gonna show interest.
I think I can answer that one. So, you must be the latest rescue.
Secretary Nagi!
Ms. Koo. Chipper as always, I see.
What can I say? Pep is my middle name.
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No, nothing to worry about.
Good. Be sure it stays that way. More importantly, Elma, you found another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here,
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
Some time, eh?
of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
Long cutscenes are the bane of this game. Excuse me. Okay.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? She seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until she knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. She seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
She could barely remember her name. And nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I can talk for myself. Actually, no, I can't talk for myself.
Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin?
How do we end up on Mira? No, I know that. I saw the opening movie. More information about Blade would be useful. Or asking about registration. We should definitely show willing and try to, move along our registration.
Ah, yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand. As the caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
This is a scathing commentary on politics in the United States to this day. These undocumented people, we need to get them into the system so they can get access to all these public services. More information about Blade, please.
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth.
Probably made more sense in Japanese.
It's a relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this. The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers. And of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
We have to listen to the opening cutscene again. I mean, we saw it. There were these aliens, and they came, they blew up the Earth, and then we got on the ship. Okay.
It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years.
That's like no time at all in
But
space.
we clung to our mission. Find a habitable planet and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Ms. Ku, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
Yeah, this game starts out with quite a bit of exposition. Okay. Hello, Nagi. Hello. As you explore the administrative district, think about what sort of life you'd like to lead here in NLA. Take all the time you need. I'll be right here whenever you're ready. Okay. Take all the time I need, as long as it's more than no time. Okay. Come on. Yeah, it takes a lot longer to load the outside regions.
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah. Nagi must really, really want her to join Blade.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Get a load of that Skell. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
What's a skull? Or should I geek out? Gaze longingly at the skull. What is a skull?
What? You don't remember what a Skell is? That gorgeous exoskeleton that just went by? Basically like the most incredible, awesomest super weapons ever? Lasers, force fields, bipedal and vehicular transformations. Sorry, I get so excited whenever I think about it.
Originally, Skells were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far so fast without Skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a Blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call. Let's head on over.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm starting to get a little expositioned out. We need some more action. I want to go do stuff. Fight some enemies. Anyway. Blade Concourse.
So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so Blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official Blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just about every Blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of Blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the Scout Console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the Scout Console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Hey! Hello, Eleonora?
Yes?
This is Mission Control. As a Blade, you can... Oh, I see that you aren't registered as a Blade. Well, if you do register and join Division, you'll get set missions here. I understand that you haven't yet decided what role you wish to play here in NLA. That's fine. But I believe you would make a splendid Blade. Trust me, I've seen off countless Blades staying right here. I know talent when I see it. I don't have a Blade ID yet. Okay.
Yes?
What's new? Your name is Eleonora, and I missed the rest of that sentence. Most missions are managed through the terminal, but if you need to make a special report, please speak to me. Additionally, if you have any questions about your assignments, feel free to ask me anything. If there's anything I do to help, I hope you'll let me be of service. Now go do your best. And Wolf. Any fool who's dumb enough to face his foe head-on won't live to make the same mistake twice. You must constantly move to stay in your opponent's blind spots. Attack your foe from the back, attack her from on high or from below, anywhere but head-on. Attacking from any of these positions will improve your accuracy and your odds of landing a critical hit. Do you understand? Do you not understand? Either way, repeat what I just said 1,000 times until it finally penetrates that thick skull of yours. Dude, that's just abusive. I lovingly instruct Blade rookies that don't even know the basics of combat until they grow into respectable Blade operatives. But recently, a number of cowards have failed to withstand my love and fled my training sessions. But you look the type that can take it. If you decide to join Blade, you come and ask me anything. I'll take the fundamentals of combat and beat them right into you. Well. Okay. Scout console.
Ta-da! The Blade Scout console. When the going
I will
gets
never
tough,
use this.
Tough go to the Scout console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one Blade to handle. They tend to call for multiple members with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other Blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell Blade without team. Sorta. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you're ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
Listen.
Hey. So this street's what we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie. Most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell? Huh? Oh, right, the Torn. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
Alright.
Hey!
We'll shop and stuff later.
Really?
Listen,
So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now
Those
that
high
you've seen
heels are
where and how we
hilarious.
work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
You received a guided tour of the administrative district and learned more about life as a blade. And I earned 5,000 coin and 20 experience points, I think. Yep, go ahead and save. It's all autosaves. You can't, like, I don't know. Maybe you can. Is there a way to... Yeah, you can save. Sure. Okay. I was gonna go along the edge of the building. Oh well.
Am I right?
Right here. So of course we're gonna be a blade. I mean, I suppose you could say no, and then they'll force you to it anyway. But you must.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment.
What in the hell are we waiting for?
As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
They still haven't asked me.
Of
Like
course.
all this time.
And I would never force or coerce anyone.
I could have just said yes 10 minutes ago. Or
What do you say?
15
Can we
minutes ago.
count on you to do your part?
No. No, of course we can. Of course we can.
I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, she can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
You know, it occurred to me, this game genders you a lot.
Now,
Like, it's always saying,
let's discuss
he
that
does this,
training.
she does this, she can join your
We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess
Oh my.
we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this.
What?
What you're seeing on screen is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments. Together, they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern, given the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install them.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the east gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Elma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe!
Okay. Install the data probe at the Frontier Nav site and complete your training. Okay, that's the start of Chapter 2, so I'm going to take a break right there. So thank you everybody for watching, bearing with me on this very heavy exposition episode. We'll get to more exciting things in the future. So, my name is Michael Young, and this is Xenoblade Chronicles X.